What's going on, guys? My name is DanBeforeTime. Welcome back to another Boundless episode, and today we are going to be finishing up our build in Pixelgate, which means we're going to be finishing up the gleam tree and doing another very cool feature, which is installing a fountain and a reflecting pool, and I'm very excited about that. We did get access to some source water blocks, and we're going to be putting those to hopefully some good use and hopefully make the devs proud with this one. So let's get right to it. I'll show you guys. Since the last episode, I did go ahead and do some work off camera. I added about another, I would say another 105 to 110 blocks of gleam to the tree canopy. As you guys can see here, it's much more filled out than it was last time. And I also started to chisel it to shape it a little bit, because I said that I wanted it to look more like a bonsai tree with a big, kind of a thin extended canopy, which I'm very happy with how it's come out. So I did save a little bit of chiseling for this episode. I wanted to show you guys just kind of my thought process and how I'm going about shaping the tree. You can see it a little bit here on the corners already. I'm kind of slanting it up and towards the center of the tree to make it just seem a little bit more natural, like shaped like a tree, like leaves might be. I know it's solid blocks of gleam, but trying to emulate a tree the best I can. And you can see that it looks a little more natural from a distance, especially than like these solid blocks right here. So that's one thing we're going to do. So we'll start with that. We'll pull out the chisel and go ahead, and I'll show you guys kind of what I do to shape it. I probably won't finish the chiseling in this episode because there is kind of a lot to do, and I'm pretty picky, and I'll probably work on perfecting it for quite a while. But I just want to show you guys kind of how I go about it. So slant in like that. So that's kind of like my base layer, my base level right here, slanted in. And then on this one, I probably wouldn't slant this one the same way. I'd probably knock off one corner like that. And then like on this block, I might knock out that corner, etc., etc. This one probably knock out. We'll go up top for that one. But you guys can see that I've done that kind of. This is just a block that I laid there for a step. You guys can see I've kind of done it around the edges. Done it around the edges as well. I've kind of built myself up so much with this gleam that I have to do a little bit of parkour when I'm up here. But which is the block that we're on? So this block we just took up. So we'll do this edge right here. And then we'll go over on this side a little bit. Parkour skills are on point, son. We'll go ahead and do this one. I think we'll slant this big loner block right here. We'll slant this one up. Actually, that looks kind of cool with the opposing slants right there. We'll leave it like that for the time being. Let's call this one a slant right here. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. It's kind of just, I kind of just try to shape it as I think a tree would actually be shaped in the wild, if that makes any sense whatsoever. This one can go right here. And let's take this one. Some of them I leave squares just for the effect of fullness in the tree. So we'll take this one up. These ones will probably go, I'll probably slant both sides of this set of three right here. And then we might lay one extra block on the very top just to kind of be the top of the tree on this, but we're gonna have to wait and see till the end. One thing I didn't do is start slanting back here, so we'll do that. Maybe this one gets a full slant. I don't know. Like I said, it's not really science. We're just doing it, knocking it out here. This one we can go like that. I just like how, especially with doing opposing chunks off of corners, it kind of you get the directionals, the directions, yeah, you get the directions and the shapes going kind of all over the place, and it gives it a little bit more of a natural tree look. We'll knock off this corner right here. On the edges, they're tricky because it can look kind of weird if you just knock one edge. So we might actually go back and mess with a couple of these. I think maybe let's do like this. Then we'll go down and check it out and see. So the whole process for me has been like this. Like I do some work, go check it out from a distance, and then go back and knock out blocks where I need to and replace blocks as I see fit. So like we'll do a couple down here. I like the look of the single corner taken out of the blocks a lot, especially for the bottom of the tree. I think it's cool. Like when you look up, it just gives it all kinds of different angles and shapes going on. So we'll do a couple more and then we will get to the good stuff and start building our fountain and reflecting pool. Ooh, let me show you guys one more thing before I forget. I did some branches in the same way, basically chiseling out different corners. I just used raw gleam and I just built up and out in single stacks, and then I used the chisel to knock out corners and angles in those to make it kind of look like a twisting tree branch, and I did that around the tree as well. So that's how I did the branches. It's just kind of all trial and error, really, but it's fun. It makes me feel like an artist when I do that, and yeah, I like it. So now what we're gonna do, I will show you guys what the placeholder water buckets look like right now. Very cool, and I'm very grateful for that I was given access to these to test them out, I think, to test them out and show you guys. I'm assuming that we will have placeable water source blocks when the game launches, or maybe not on launch, but it's definitely something that they're working on, obviously, because a couple people, they've given it to a couple people, and I feel very fortunate, and I'm very grateful that they trust me enough to build something cool and show you guys what the water is all about. So what we're going to do is build two fountains. This is my vision. We're going to build two fountains right here. Wave to our neighbor real quick. And he's off. So we're going to build, nicely done. He dropped me some healing. That was very cool. So we're going to build a fountain right here, and we're going to build a fountain back here, and they're going to flow down into these, hopefully, this is the plan anyways, hopefully it's going to flow down gently into this bottom level and create a little reflecting pool here under the tree. Now, I don't know exactly how the physics of the water work, so this is going to be a little experiment on all of our parts. So I'm going to build I'm going to build the structure of the first fountain. And this is going to be out of refined gleam as well. Excuse me, that burp was disgusting. This is going to be out of refined gleam. So the way that the water works, as far as the block placement, is it takes up a full block. So this is going to be our source block for the water. So in order to get it to flow down, we have to block off both of the edges. Right, like that. So the block will sit in here, hopefully, and it will hopefully flow down this way. So this is going to be the base structure of our fountain. So what I'm going to do is build the other side as well. Let's just make sure that I do the maths here, a la Stegs. So it's not the corner, but it's the one after the corner. So we will, and I think we have to use our slabs on this because I believe these are slabs. So adding another slab to this will make it a whole one. There we go. And then we do that for this one and this one. There we go. Now we have gleam blocks there. And then we will get our refined gleam again, and we do the back and both sides. We'll have to see after this goes in whether we're going to fill in these or not, because my plan is to do some chiseling on these as well after the water's in. So now what we want to do is we're going to use the raw gleam. This is going to be a placeholder. This is so I know to break this. What we're going to do is build a little stopper, kind of. Nope, that was the wrong one. Okay, what we're going to do, let's try that again. What we're going to do is build a stopper for the water. Then I'm going to take this out so that doesn't affect the water flow, if that makes sense. So when we break this, eventually the water will flow out. I took the block out on the this block that I'm placing right now. I'm taking out because I don't want it to affect the physics of the water when the water spills out. I did place a couple blocks of water earlier just to kind of see what they do and the basic physics. I still don't understand it fully, but one interesting thing that I will tell you guys is I placed the water, and as you guys know, my floor, if you watch the last 2 episodes, the floor is made out of gleam slabs. So when you place slabs, like I did to make this walkable steps, what it does is it fills in half of the normal block space, right? So in this case, it filled in the top of the block space, and the bottom half of the block space was blank. Or at least if you take one full block, like, one full block, basically my slab was covering the top half, and the bottom was air to make up the full block. So when I ran water over top of it, you could see the water on top of the slab, but it was pouring through the empty half of the bottom block, which allowed the water to not pool up in here at all. So what I had to do underneath is go and double up all of my slabs on the bottom. So on the bottom, it looks like solid gleam, but all I did basically was fill in the gaps on the slabs so the water wouldn't run through. Now I think it works, but we still might have to do a little bit of experimentation with that. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like that, if probably when you guys do get to use the water blocks, something to keep in mind: the slabs, if you use a single slab, it will not block the flow of water and let water pool up. So I thought that was worth mentioning. So now let's get to the good stuff. Let's stop messing around here. Let's get our water bucket. And it is big. That is a placeholder asset, I'm definitely assuming, because that looks ridiculously large. So we'll place one water there, and we will place one water there, and then we'll get this out of our hands. This is so exciting. I'm so excited to do this, and I feel so fortunate and blessed to even have a chance to try this with you guys. So what we're going to do now is knock out these blocks and hopefully get a nice little pool going. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Oh, and it fills up right along. That's so cool. It fills in right along the roots. Now, what I'm thinking is these roots might leak too, because see, these are chunked. So we're gonna have to go, after I knock out this next one, we're gonna go downstairs and take a look. Okay, the water's causing some lag. We can deal with that. So yeah, it looks like we have a leak, maybe, or maybe that's just the physics of the water and that's how much it fills up. So let's go down. Oh, I hope this lag clears up. So let's go downstairs real quick and see if we have a leaky ceiling. All right, moment of truth, guys. Ah, we do not have a leaky ceiling. Very cool. So we just need to add a few more blocks of water to the pool, and it should work out. So you guys can see here what I mean. I added slabs to all of these slabs to make them full gleam blocks. So you guys can see, like before, this was just half of this essentially, and the water was just pouring straight through, and it was flooding the basement essentially when I was doing my tests. So I'm very happy that it worked out. So let's close this back up, and I'll meet you guys back up top. All right, guys, here we go. So we're going to try to lay a couple more blocks. We'll lay a couple more source blocks, and we'll do them in the corner. so I know where they are. And that's looking pretty good. Do we have to, let's take a look around. It looks pretty cool. I think we might add, oh no, I wanted to do refined gleam. So I'm just gonna I just gotta test some stuff out, guys, because this is all new to me. So I'm gonna lay a couple more blocks just to see, because we have a little dip in the water here. Um, so I will lay a block there, and I will lay a block there, and I will lay a block there, and I will lay a block there. And now we have a full, we have a nice little reflecting pond. That is so cool. I really like it. I really like the way that looks. So now what we'll do is switch to our refined gleam again, and we'll kind of build out these fountain structures to something that's a little more acceptable, like this. So I was thinking maybe we would do, I think I quite like the step look there, to be honest with you guys. But we'll fill in this back piece right here. Wrong. We'll take that out. Oh, the lag. The water lag is real. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. What if we, I don't want to cap this, right? Because if we cap that, oh, also something to note is if you place, water blocks cannot be removed and reused. Once they're placed, they're placed. And in order to get rid of them, you place a block on top of, like you would place, if I place this gleam block in this source block of water, it would disappear and be gone. So what I was thinking of doing was adding a cap to this. Um, let's see. We could do it a number of ways, but what if we used, I don't know how many slabs I have left. I only have 7 left, so I can't do that. But I was thinking we could cap these with a slab and then put the slab up against, put another slab up against that and kind of cap that, and then it would look like the water was coming out. But I think for now, I think the open top looks very cool. I was thinking about having 4 flowing in initially, but I think the 2 from the back looks very cool and gives a nice inviting feeling in. One thing I will do with these 2 eventually is knock these out and take these out 1 more block and then have it come out here, because they look just a little too small right now for the size of the tree. So I think that's something I'm going to work on as well. But I'm so happy with this little build, and the build, to be honest with you, is pretty much complete. Like I said, I'm going to do a little bit more work on the canopy, just shaping minor stuff, and I will probably work on extending the roots out a little bit to make them look a little bit bigger. But I'm very happy with this build. It's exactly what I wanted, which is just a public space that people can come to, look at, chill out, enjoy. Yeah, just for the city of Pixelgate, because I think it's amazing. I just think Pixelgate is amazing, and I love the city, and I love the people of the city. So I just wanted to do this to kind of give back to the city and make a little park. Really, that was my goal the whole time. So I'm very happy with it. I couldn't be happier. So yeah, and just to give you guys a little heads up on what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to be going and joining the guys on Elapor and working on building out the city of Eloportas. So I'm very excited about that, to work with those guys. So that's going to come up in I'll probably the next episode. We'll start that. We'll start our next little adventure. So I hope you guys will stick around for that. I hope you guys did enjoy this journey of our build in Pixelgate, building out this gleam tree and this reflecting pool. with two little fountains. I think it's so cool. I'm so stoked on it. And once again, I just want to thank the developers for trusting me enough and giving me a little bit of an early access at some water source blocks, and I hope I did you guys proud. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, I've been Dan Before Time. You guys have been awesome. And until next time, enjoy your day.